Want to know what a real man would tell their lady about love and life? You're in the right place. This is Hello Ladies with Rom Wills. Rom Wills is a speaker and author of several books on relationships. Grab some wine, sit back, and enjoy.
Hello, ladies. Welcome to my spot. Be honest about your desires. Ladies, you know what? One of the things I've encountered, like I don't do seminars like I used to. I'm about to get started doing it again, and being out and about a bit more. I have something coming up this week. If you're in the Wilmington, Delaware area, hit me up privately. I'll let you know. Like if you're in that, within reasonable driving distance, and I'll be at this event, and I'll let you know, right? Plus, I'll probably have something on my main channel. But, ladies, one of the things I found in doing a lot of these things, right, is that women will say one thing during the seminar and then say something else in private. I mean, outside in private, away from people. My favorite instance was when I did a seminar. We were specifically, the specific subject was Mr. Goodbar. You know, that guy that drives y'all crazy sexually, that sexually desirable man. Women knew this before they came in. They knew what the subject was going to be. But nobody wanted to talk about it. All the women were real quiet, right? And then the guys were there, and the guys were just saying what we usually say when y'all quiet. We saying all this stuff, and I'm sitting back like, that's not really what these women want, right? Now, one woman during this seminar argued with me. This is like one of those things I'll never forget. She argued with me. She said, women don't want guys like that just for sex. Argued. This same woman, once the seminar was over, I was outside with just her and a couple like people who really knew her. And she was like saying, hell yeah, I got a young muscular boy, to get off on. Yeah, she was doing her cougar thing. She was proud of it, right? But she said what happened, she and the other women in there, because there were some decent men in there, were like, didn't want to talk about that because they were concerned about how they look to the men. Now, I understand that, ladies. I understand that because honestly, and I've talked to men about this. Anybody follow my men's channel? I've talked to men about this. Other dating coaches have talked to men about this. A lot of men aren't comfortable with a woman's sexual experience and everything. So I understand it. But see, one that's dishonest. So he's approaching you, and you've been with like 20 dudes, but that's your business. I don't judge you personally. And yes, of course, some of them will judge you. But if he's going for you like you've only been with 3 dudes and it's really been 20, you walking a tightrope, because all of a sudden when, you get a couple of those guys hit you up on like social media and stuff, and then somebody pop up and then you slip up and say, oh yeah, I got with this dude here, this dude there. All of a sudden you say, wait, you told me 3. We up to 8 now. All right. And then he realized because you have to like lie, you got to hold back sexually with him, because he gonna be like, you do some of those things you good at. He'll be like, wait a minute, you got all this experience with just 3 men, all right? But because of that, the dudes feel like, hey, you been dishonest with them and stuff, all right? You can't do that. You can't do that. It hurts. And another way it hurts women collectively is men. We do what we there's actually men who think y'all not getting down out there. Y'all not having sex. Y'all don't want to do it. So they approaching you accordingly. But because they feel like you don't have that much sexual experience, they might be the type of guy don't have sexual experience as well. And then when they dealing with you, they think, oh, this working, this working, this working. You know it doesn't. Then you feeling like, oh man, that cute guy on my job who's been real friendly, he's starting to look real good. Let me see how I can make this work. All right. And plus we do a lot of other stuff, like a big way. Like ladies, I always tell guys, hit the gym. Hit the gym. That's one of the most consistent things I've gotten from women since I was young. stay in shape and stuff. In fact, I remember when I was about, how old was I? I was about 23, 24, right? And I was getting women, but not the way I wanted to, but also had some weight on me, right? And I remember a couple older women, they were like, oh, you be all right. You just got to lose that baby fat. Lost the baby fat, boom. And the thing with that, ladies, was that they were just honest with me. Like, a lot of guys feel like their physical appearance don't matter to a woman. A lot of guys feel it. That's why they, when other guys know it and say something, then you get arguments and stuff. But one of the big things is a lot of women say, oh, it don't matter, or you downplay it. Knowing you want that big chest and a smile. You want that guy with those broad shoulders. You really don't. You in particular. Some women like a dude with a little gut on them. Some of y'all don't. Right? Some of y'all don't. Or whatever your preference is. Right? Because I guarantee if women start saying, look, this is what we want, like especially with the body, I guarantee gym memberships will go up. You'll have more guys out here exercising, but because women collectively aren't honest about it, or just saying, oh, as long as you got money and you're stable and everything, we're good. And then they notice that dude who ain't stable, but he can bench press a Buick is getting to play. He gets mad. He gets mad because then he sees what's up. But a lot of it could be stopped if women were just honest. And I know y'all not going to be running up direct, just walk up to a man and say, hey, this is what, I want you, anything like that. I don't mean that type of honesty, but just publicly just say, look, this is what we want. Even when y'all talking about certain traits you want in a man, right? And I understand you definitely want those traits, but you're not telling the whole truth. Many women need to say, oh, yeah, we want him to be a hard worker, provider, protector, but he also needs to look fine to us, right? Now, I know y'all get shamed for wanting a fine man when y'all say it, right? Or be told it's unrealistic. I would say this to that. It's not so much wanting a fine man, but then kind of emphasize the other traits as well, right? Like you saying you want to find man but has these other things, or emphasizing the money and all the other stuff more, right? So the guys, we naturally think, hey, you want the more, all right? So y'all really do. Seriously, ladies, y'all really need to think in terms of that honesty piece, because I think it would stop a lot of stuff out here, right? It would stop a lot of stuff. Just say, hey, if you want some dude who about 6'2", 200, just be honest about it. Also, be able to be ready to take the consequences when you might not get that, right? Or whatever you want, just be honest about it. And I'm gonna tell you what. Even though some men might complain or whatever about your preferences, it's like boom, right? Now, let me say something quick about that preference thing, because I know a lot of guys, we'll hear it and then, get mad when some women do express that. The biggest issue with that, honestly, if you like a dude 6'4" and all of that, that's fine. Just don't try to use or shame a guy who isn't that. My favorite story with that is when this woman, she said I had a handsome enough face, but I was too big for her. She liked real thin men, like literally thin men. But I wasn't mad at her. In fact, me and her stayed cool because she was honest. Then I didn't have to waste time trying to convince her, right? There's nothing wrong with it. Even if the guy get mad, let him do it. But as long as it's realistic and you're not just shunning a man who got the problem is a lot of times the men see you shunning a man who have the personality traits that y'all say y'all want. And these guys know it. Y'all know they got the personality, but they might not have the physical traits. Be honest and just say, look, this is what I want. This is what turned me on. Right? And it's nothing wrong, because I'm a strong proponent of the natural blueprint. And I'm a strong proponent of only dealing with women I find physically attractive. So there's nothing wrong with y'all just saying it. Just be honest about it. Whether we get mad about it, whatever. Women get mad if I say I just like a woman with a fat ass. It is what it is. So anyway, right? That's all for today. And I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.